What's up, guys? My name is Changer Danger. I'm here today at one of my favorite dive spots. I'll tell you the name. It's called Sharks Cove. Super popular place up here on the north shore of Oahu. As you can tell, I'm already wet. I already got out of the water. I forgot to record the intro before we got in. I'm about to go diving with my friends right here. Well, like we already went, but yeah. So we're about to go diving. Nothing else to talk about. We're gonna go swim through some tunnels, and then at the end of this video, I'm gonna teach you guys how to dive down the technical way, and I'm doing it without any of my gear so that you guys can go and try this at your pools at home. I think it'll be super useful. Brittany, do you think that they have a lot to learn today about diving?
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I wasn't doing the voiceover while we were out there, so she might not know what's going on with the teaching moment, but very instructional. You guys are gonna love it. Okay, let's go get in the water. I almost forgot, guys, if you're coming from TikTok today, put the swimmer emoji because you guys are gonna be learning some awesome swim lesson today. So the swimmer emoji, it's in the activities one, I think, and put that one in the comments below if you're coming from TikTok. Love you guys. So the first thing that I found on our dive this day was a 7-Eleven crab. They have a small left claw and a huge right claw. You have to be really careful if you want to touch them because I swear that big right claw could break your fingers.
You don't want to grab him.
Huh?
No, that big claw will fuck your hand up.
My friend Michelle wanted to touch it, and I was like, no way, Jose. I do not want you to get hurt by this thing. I showed it to all my friends, and they thought it was so cool.
Sam, did you get to see?
My other friend touched its leg, and I was like, oh my gosh, you are crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna put him back.
Once everyone got to see him, I put him back in his little cave and gave him one more pet to thank him for letting me show him to everyone. Bye, buddy. Good to see you. The main goal of this day was to get everyone swimming through some big tunnels, so we started with doing this one. This is Mia going first and then Brittany following behind. This one's pretty easy. It's really big and not that long, so usually everyone can do it without any trouble. Then we got to a tunnel called Elevators. This one can be pretty challenging, but I think it's one of the most beautiful ones out of all the tunnels in the area. Once all the girls had checked it out and decided that they were ready to go, Brittany went first, and I was supposed to be going after Michelle. Brittany made it through no problem. But then when Michelle got to the mouth of the cave, the wave turned and it pushed her straight out. I was so worried that she was gonna hit her head on the rock. I did my best to grab her and push her away so that she could swim to safety. After I knew she was okay, I realized I hadn't seen Brittany in a while, so I had to swim through the cave and check on her. When I got to the other side, I told her what happened.
A wave came right after you went, and when Michelle was in it, and it pushed her out. Yeah. And I was behind her trying to film her. So I just went down and grabbed her to pull her away from the rock.
And that we should probably swim back. The waves were a little bit too intense for this cave on this day. Brittany and I had both done it, so we knew what to expect, but for anyone learning it, you really need the water to be completely flat for it to be safe. Going back through, you can really tell how beautiful this cave is. On my way out, another wave came and it made me stuck right at the end. I was like, come on, let me out of here. Finally, the wave pushed me out and I was able to get up and get a breath. Then we found this other tunnel. It's a little bit longer and deeper, but the waves don't affect it as much, so in a way it's easier. Mia went down to scope it out first, and then Brittany did too. I thought Brittany was ready to go, but then Michelle went down really quick to scope it one last time. And then Brittany finally went. I've done all these tunnels a lot, so I never really need to scope them. You can tell she had some extra air because she took this turn right here to go swim by these fishies.
Super easy.
When we were going through that tunnel, my freaking fin broke. Mia and Michelle swam through the tunnel after us, but they didn't let me know, so I wasn't able to get a good video of them. Then our friend Monet showed up and she swam through the tunnel too. Brittany and I were trying to show the guys this really hard tunnel, but then they went through a whole halfway and they were like, oh, it's so easy. And we were like, no guys, you went through the wrong way. So then Brittany went to show Michelle the right way. What I really like about this tunnel is that when you get through it, there's this big beam of light coming through this hole in the middle, and you have to keep on going and then finally make it out to this hole all the way at the end. Then these scuba divers came through and we got to play in their bubbles. Brittany and I told Mia about this hole and she said that she wanted to try it out. This one has a pretty narrow entry, but then once you get into it, it opens up like a huge tunnel. So I followed the girls through, even though they were swimming so fast I could barely keep up. They both did it pretty easily, but then when Brittany and I tried to go back through with Mia, she got scared right at the beginning and turned around. We were both like, what the heck are you doing, Mia? You just did this tunnel. You can definitely do it again. And then when Brittany and I were going through the final part, there's 2 different holes that you can go out of, and I was like, oh, this will look cool if I go out the other one while she's going through that one.
She got scared, I think. Couldn't see it that well. Did you get shot out of that hole like a rocket? I know, I saw you were out so fast.
Then, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I found this heart in the sand, and then I don't know if you guys saw it before on my TikTok, but I said that I saw another heart made out of rocks, but it was very clearly a different piece of anatomy, and someone had already done it even bigger before we even got there. And then I tried to blow some bubble rings because I wanted to show off to everyone, and I got this one and Brittany swam up through it. And then the girls wanted to do this like surfing photo thing. I have one on my Instagram that I did a long time ago and it gets reshared all the time, so it's definitely a cool pic. And the girls went down and they were doing pretty good at it, but it wasn't really perfect the first couple tries. And then they kept at it, and then this one looked really sick because it really looked like Mia was like dropping in on a huge wave. And then Mia and Brittany did it, and then I think it came out the best. And so this is the one. Brittany just posted it on her Instagram, and yeah, we got a really cool photo there. I'll put the photo up so you guys can see it.
It was quick, but I got it.
And then I did one more bubble ring, and Brittany came up through that one. I think this ring was nicer. It looks really beautiful when she's coming up and just chilling with that ring around her. It's such a cool thing to be able to do. I have a bunch of bubble ring tutorial videos. If you guys want to know how to blow a bubble ring, you can watch it on my YouTube channel.
Yay, finally.
Okay, now guys, this is what you've been waiting for. This is my lesson on how to dive. So I'm gonna break this down for you. I have the clip in front of me, but I'm just gonna kind of talk and then I'll just cut the clip to how I think that I need it. There are 4 basic steps here. We'll do like a table of contents, then I'll break down each one. You need to be flat, then you need to bend in half with your head pointed straight down, then you kick your legs up in the air, and then you let the weight from your legs push you down, and then you initiate your kick once your feet hit the water. So let's break down each of those 4 steps into more understandable pieces. So the very first thing is that you want to be flat on the surface. A lot of people try to start diving with their feet below them, and it's so hard to make your body do a full 180 like that. It just doesn't work. So what you really want to do is get your whole body flat on the surface, and you can do this by just kicking a little bit with your feet with your hands at your side. Then the next thing that you want to do is fold in half like you're doing a yoga forward fold, bending down to reach your toes, but you don't want to reach all the way to your toes. You just want to point your head straight down. So it can be hard to do this part sometimes too, because a lot of people will bend too much and then they're not just pointing their head down. So really try to think about just pointing your head down and not necessarily like bending in half to touch your head to your toes or whatever. One thing that helps me do this is I keep my hands by my side, and you can see here that I'm opening my palms towards the water and then pushing down on the water to help initiate that fold. So then once our head is pointed down, you want to try to keep your legs as straight as possible and then stick them up into the air. I had Brittany record an above water angle so that you could see what my legs look like as they go above the water. And a lot of people here will bend their knees too much, and so you really want to make sure that you have straight legs. If you're having a hard time getting both legs out of the water, try lifting just one in the beginning and then using that weight to push you down, because it'll work with just one leg, but for me it's faster with two legs, so I like to do that. Finally, once we have both of our legs up in the air, and make sure that they're straight up, guys. You don't want to be pushing them too far over so that your heels touch the water, because then you won't get that downward motion caused by gravity with your legs out of the water. Finally, your legs are pushing you down, and then your feet have reached the surface of the water, and once they're underwater, you can begin kicking. Obviously, there's no sense in kicking with your feet above the water, so you don't want to bother doing that. You just want them up above, and then when they push you down, start kicking, and then that will get you down to the bottom, going straight down. And then the next thing you'll have to do is equalizing. So if you guys got that far and you want to know more, leave a comment that you've done this practice, and then I'll put up another video about how to equalize, different techniques and things that I do and things that I think about. The problem with me trying to teach it is that I can do it really easily, and so it's hard for me to understand what it's like for other people that are having hard times, but I'll try to talk to some other people that have a hard time doing it and see what they've done to get over their problem with equalizing, which basically makes your sinuses and ears more comfortable when you're deeper underwater. And definitely don't swim below 8 feet of water without equalizing, because you can seriously damage your ears. I am exhausted talking all that. I think that's it for the little dive lesson. And then the last clip that I have here is I found this beautiful little shell on the way in, and then of course had to show it to Brittany. And I don't know what happened to that shell. I must have given it to her so that she could add it to her collection. But yay, we just got done diving. Woohoo! You killed it out there in the tunnels. Had you dove through them before?
No, never.
That's sick. You guys killed it.
I also lost my truck keys.
You lost your keys?
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh wait,
I'm serious, I lost my truck keys.
like from your pocket.
From my pocket right here. Don't leave it open.
Don't leave it open.
I was crushed.
I thought this was a joke. I was like, oh no.
Did you have it looped on the string?
Yeah. Looked on the string and
Oh
everything.
my gosh.
I'm done. I don't know how that happens.
Maybe you didn't do it right.
No, I did the loop with my toolbox.
Wait, so what do you need to break into that? Yeah, I have a little hand. Oh my god. Oh, there.
Did he just bend the whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't want to show it because I don't want to show people how to break into your truck, but he just bent his toolbox,
In there somewhere.
and there's a
You have a
key
spare
in
key
there
in there?
somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a spare key inside the toolbox, and they're going to be able to get it out. Do we have
Oh my
one?
god. Well, Mia has her out.
Oh, okay.
I don't have
Mia, how'd you do out there?
Great. It was so much fun. I feel so good. I can go through all the tunnels now.
Yeah,
Before I
you
couldn't,
killed it.
so.
Well, we missed that one that me and Brittany did.
Oh yeah.
But that was kind of sketchy today. So we're gonna have to come back on an easier day. Today it was a little bit wavy out there. That's why I was having such a hard time with the bubble rings. But yeah, it went pretty well. Did you have fun, Brittany?
Yes. I always have fun.
Always have fun. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching our dive today. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. If you hated it, smash the thumbs down. And subscribe to and ring the bell to make sure you see all my videos as soon as I post them. And I'll see you guys next time in the water. Bye.